Hello, everybody. I'm so excited because today is a monumental, kind of historic day, I suppose, for a couple of reasons. One is I voted for the first time since I became a US citizen in December 2024. And today, November 4th, I voted in our local elections. And I can't wait to vote next year in the midterm elections. So make sure you vote today because this current administration would probably like it that you don't vote at all. So the other monumental thing that happened today is that the book has been hatched. The magical, wonderful Bul Bul Bird has been hatched into the material world. It was born after 6 years of gestation. And Jonathan and I worked on this book. We tried to start it in 2019 before the pandemic. I found this amazing illustrator, Rob Bridges, who just does incredible work. All hand-painted egg tempera illustrations. And I reached out to him on Instagram where I found him, and unfortunately he was not available because he was going to a lot of art shows. And then at some point during the pandemic, I walked in the living room and I had this flash of inspiration that the illustrator would be available, not going to art shows because of the pandemic. So I reached out to him. He said yes. During the pandemic, we received money from the government, which helped pay for these beautiful illustrations. And this is the middle page. And he worked on the illustrations for the whole pandemic. And as you can see, they're just beautiful details. We specifically wanted an artist that was similar to Arthur Rackham, who was a famous illustrator in the golden age of illustration. And he was famous for making like faces in the trees. And let me try to find a picture here with that. Well, here you see the people coming out of the trees. And these illustrations are very kind of done in an old style way, which is what we wanted. And here is Jonathan even made it in the book. Can you find Jonathan? We had to turn the witch into an old lady. So after Rob illustrated everything, well, we hired a book designer who helped us lay out, well, she laid out the book and we worked with her a lot, refining it. And we were going to publish ourselves. But we found out it would cost about $15,000 just to print, just to get, some copies at a good rate. And then fortunately, it kind of went to the back burner, but a magical helper came along. One of Jonathan's fan friends spoke to him, and Jonathan told him about the book. And he said, well, look, I'm the editor of Deepak Chopra's books. And the company I work with, they have a children's section, and let me take your book manuscript and I'll see what they say. And they had a look at it and they loved it. They even gave us an advance, and voila, the magical, wonderful Bul Bul Bird is born. Now I'll just read a little section that I like to read, which is the witch's chant. And it goes like this. Journey at dawn when the whippoorwill calls. Walk east through the forest until the night falls. You'll know you're nearing the end of your searches when you discover a quivering grove of white birches. At the heart of the grove you will find an old oak. It is here that resides what you wish to provoke. Bending a branch in a cage made of gold, the oftentimes dangerous bird you'll behold. Remember the the ring of all I have told. And here is the old lady who used to be a witch, but now she's turned into an old lady. And it's an absolutely magical story. And these, let me see some of the other, I want to show you this illustration of, oh yeah, the trees. So Arthur Rackham was famous for putting faces in trees. And I don't know if you can see all the faces in these trees, but it's very fun because children can discover faces in the trees, and it really brings nature to life and brings magic to being in nature, which is what reminds me of my childhood, because I grew up with books from like old books that had these fairy tales with these old illustrations, and I've always loved Arthur Rackham. So even though this is not Arthur Rackham, this is like Rob Bridges, who is the illustrator, and he is young and so talented. These are some of his illustrations for the books he wants to publish, and I think this book is going to put him on the map. There's Jonathan, the author, and I got the credit of being a creative director because I oversaw the whole process, and really Jonathan and I did this together. We approached this as a joint project, and every step of the way, we went through it with a fine-tooth comb many times, and we're very, very proud. So if you want to order your copy, you can order it and get it tomorrow through Amazon. And Jonathan's doing an event at the Desmond Fish Library where he's for children. I think it's on the 16th of November. So mark your calendars for the 16th of November if you live in the Cold Spring area, and come to the Desmond Fish Library. It's either the November 15th or 16th, I'm not sure. And you can come and pick up your signed copy, or you can order it on Amazon right now and get it tomorrow. It's a great gift. It's for children aged probably 5 to 12. It's Loyola Press, but they have a children's section, which is for you to be books and media. That's their children's section. So we're very excited, and I hope you're as excited about this as we are, because the illustrations are just absolutely stunning, really, truly stunning quality images, and it'll delight your children, and even if you're an adult, it'll delight the inner child within if you appreciate classic fairy tales with beautiful illustrations.